Okay, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command in General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group, you understand? Today is the Tuesday Brotherhood Class, and I'm Priest Officer 500, shamgar Bun Yamin, holding it down here in London, in the UK, you understand? And Brotherhood is something that is it's so needed and so neglected, you know what I mean, in our communities, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know what I mean, according to the Bible, are God's chosen people. And since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching that the so-called blacks, the transatlantic slave trade, and the natives of North, Central, South America, according to the Bible, history, and other prophecies in the Bible, and other historical fact, to understand, these are the people of the Most High. These are God's chosen people. Shalom, Yabba Shashakta. You
Shalom.
understand? You understand? And this is the thing. We as people have fallen astray from our heritage and our laws and our way. And in this time of 2021, it's the time to rethink and bethink ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Re-understand who we are as a people, and come back to that. Come back to that heritage which was given unto our foreparents and which was forsaken a long time ago. You understand? So, like, if you could get me Genesis 42 and verse 6, Bokasha. You
Okay, okay.
understand? We're gonna go into brotherhood as it is the class, you know what I'm saying, of Tuesdays, you know what I mean? And we're gonna go into the topics of, you know what I mean, restoring ourselves and knowing what we should be looking for. And our people, we have fallen prey to the desires of this world and the foolish philosophies of this world that has defiled our brains and our lifestyle and our sons and daughters. But in the UPK, this is where we have restored and we have come back to the heritage and the fundamentals of our people and the origins of our people and how our mindset should be and how our sons and daughters should conduct themselves and should be raised up. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go into we're gonna touch on Joseph, one of our fourth parents. You know what I mean? Aforetime, he gained favor in the land of Egypt, the land of our oppressors, and helping them and using wisdom, being among the heathen. He uses wisdom, you know what I mean, just like how any brother or sister would use their wisdom in the truth, being among any other nation of people, conducting themselves wisely. Joseph was being sold by his brothers and betrayed by his brothers, which are our foreparents. You know what I mean? The forefathers of the 12 tribes of Israel today. You understand? Being sold by his brothers into slavery, into captivity, into the land of Egypt. Right? You understand? This is the physical land of Egypt. This is not the spiritual Egypt. You understand? Being sold in that land and betrayed by his people, in his time being there, he managed to gain favor of Pharaoh and gain a high status in that land, in a foreign land. Just like today, you have many brothers and sisters who have achieved great rank and status in the political world of our oppressor. Well, that's an actual fact of what Joseph did in his time. How he gained favor of Pharaoh and giving him counsel and giving him counsel what the Lord gave him, and being so with that wisdom and being prudent with that wisdom. Pharaoh saw that, and you know what I mean, that's what it's about. You know what I mean, even though they're the heathen, we still have to be wise among them. And that's a lesson in itself. But read that, Bob Kishore.
Hold on, concert. Genesis 42, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph's brethren came to him and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
So his brothers, you understand, his brothers who came from Israel or the land of Canaan at the time, you understand, his brothers came down and seeking trade among Egypt, right? Them ignorantly, we're gonna read about it. It's gonna give us into detail, but a governor, right? Joseph became he had such wisdom in how he conducted himself that he became a governor. Like a governor of a city or a nation is something to behold. You understand? This is someone who has control over, you know, the stock, you know what I mean, what goes in and what comes out of the country or the land or the city, you understand? You know what I mean? That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power to give one man, you understand? Who controls what goes in and what goes out, who can trade with the city, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He governs all of that. How the city functions, the issues, you know what I'm saying? All of that. That's what Joseph was about. And they came to seek of Egypt some trade because of the great famine, if you read up, you understand? But read on.
And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them,
Mm-hmm.
but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them.
So he perceiving that those are his brothers, he knew that they couldn't recognize him because remember, if you're living in the land of Egypt among another nation of people, you're gonna speak their language, you're gonna dress how they dress. You see what I'm saying? And that's how Joseph was. They didn't recognize their brother, and Joseph knew it was them. He recognized them, but they did not recognize him. And so he played along with that and used it to his advantage. So he acted like he was just a rough leader or governor of Egypt. You know what I mean? He didn't acknowledge himself as their brother. Read on.
And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew not him.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land. Ye have come, or ye are come. And they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but to buy food are thy servants come. And we are all one man's sons. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land you are come. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, That is it that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby shall be proved. By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither.
Right. So just hold it there. So you understand. Basically, he's just trying them. He knows what they're about. He knows who they are. You understand? And they proclaim themselves to who they be. They're the sons of Jacob. You understand? And they said the youngest, which was Benjamin. You understand? The youngest, which is with Jacob back in the land. You understand? And the other is without. The other being Joseph. But obviously, they're not perceiving that was Joseph. They think they can just say, you know what, we have 12 of us and we are one father. You understand? And so they're trying to show they're trying to give this guy a clear picture of who they are. You understand? But of course, they don't understand that is of course Joseph. And so now Joseph is going to try them. He's like, listen, if what you say is true, you have to prove it. The only way you're going to get any trade here, or you know, what I mean, gain my favor here, is if you bring your youngest, and you know what I mean, and one of you will stay here captive until he's brought here, basically, to prove they're not spies. You know what I mean? Read on.
And he put them all together in toward 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the third day, This do and live, for I fear God.
Mm-hmm.
If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison.
Mm-hmm.
Go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses, and bring your youngest brother unto me. So shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they
Mm-hmm.
did so.
Go ahead.
And they, Karawakan, and they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore, is this distress come upon us?
So there you go. So now they're speaking to each other. They're speaking to each other, and they're obviously concerned. They're like, "Listen, man, are we going through this right now because of what we did to our brother Joseph?" They're like, you know what I'm saying? That's how we're suffering right now because, we've given this man a story, and we're suffering because of it. You know what I'm saying? We're suffering because we can't. We have to go get our brother, and one of us has to be captive, and they have to go through all of this just to receive trade of Egypt. You understand? And this is what the brothers are saying among one another. Read on.
Karawakan. And Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child, and ye would not hear.
So this is Ruben now. Ruben saying, "Listen, man. You know what I mean?" He's like, "Listen, man. I told you, look. I was like, listen. I told you we should listen to. I said to you, look, man. We should have had mercy on our brother, man. We should have not sold him when he was crying for help. You know what I mean? That's what Ruben's trying to say. Like, listen, I told you that we shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Read on.
Karawakan. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter.
So this is the point, you know what I mean? Joseph, being living in the land for so long, he speaks the tongue of the Egyptians. He doesn't speak the tongue of the Hebrews. You understand? He ain't speaking his tongue as he would, but he understands it still. You understand? He can still speak his native tongue, but he speaking from an interpreter and playing that role of the Egyptian. His brothers are speaking to each other in Hebrew. You understand? And he could hear every single word. You know what I mean? He understood everything, and he heard everything. He knows of their crimes, and you know what I mean. He just listened to every piece of everything that they're saying. Read on.
Karawakan. And he turned himself about from them and wept
Mm-hmm.
and returned to them again.
So think about it now. Think about all these years you've been in a foreign land among these heathen, and you've gained favor and gained power in that land, and then for the first time in years, you see your brothers and the whole thing comes back to you. You know what I mean? Like the whole scenario of what happened comes back to Joseph. You know what I mean? He's gonna weep because he's like, damn, man, these are my brothers, and you can hear that they're saying, and they hear their regret of what they did. All of that. It's gonna be an emotional time. You understand? Read on.
Karawakan. And returned to them again and communed with them
Mm-hmm.
and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes.
So took Simeon as an insurance policy kind of thing. You know what I mean? And they bound him and tied him up so he would be the prisoner until they bring Benjamin, and if they prove, you understand, their whole story, their premise. You understand? Read on.
Karawakan. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn
Mm-hmm.
and to restore every man's money into his sack
Mm-hmm.
and to give them provisions for the way.
So he, even in the midst of all of this, now think about it, man. Think about your blood brothers. You understand? Put you in slavery and bondage, man, and sold you and had you abused under the hands of heathens. And then you understand? He still shows his brothers mercy, man. You understand? He still shows his brothers that mercy and compassion. Still looks after them in that regard. He still has mercy onto them. You know what I mean? Because Joseph knew the law, man. He knew what was given unto his people. You understand? And to the promise of his bloodline. That's why he still had mercy on those brothers, man. You understand? That's why he still had mercy onto our forefathers, which is the forefathers that formulated the 12 tribes today. You understand? And he still made sure that they were all good. They had their money, and they you know what I mean. Their well provision. They gave them corn. You know what I mean? He made sure he looked after them. And that's brotherhood in itself. Even having that compassion, you know what I mean, is something to behold in itself. Read on.
Karawakan. And Joseph commanded Salakia, and they ladded their asses with the corn
So
And
meaning they lowered up the donkeys with corn basically. You know what I'm saying? They have a saddle, and that's where they put the certain bags and weights on. You see what I'm saying? All the gear that they're carrying. They put it on the saddle on the backs of the donkeys. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Karawakan. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money. For behold, it was in the sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored,
hmm
and lo, it is even in my sack.
So he's like, listen, man. Didn't we come here to pay for this stuff? You know what I'm saying? To exchange for this corn, for this food and provisions. Well, Joseph looked after his brothers, man. He gave their money back to them. You understand? He gave their money back to them, and he restored their money and gave them food because he looks after his people. In the midst of him being well up in Egypt and a governor with all that power and respect and money that he has, he still looks after his own. You understand? He still remembers his people, no matter what they may have done to him. He still remembers his brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? His kinsmen, you understand? That's something today that is so not found, you understand? That level of brotherhood is not found outside the UPK. You understand? That level of brotherhood is not found in this world where we have rich among our people, in high places in Babylon, man. In these wicked kingdoms that are set up and that we are subservient to. You understand? And they do not look about their people like that. But you know who does? The other nations do, though. They look about their brothers and sisters the same way. You understand? They think about their people. But we in this society, we have lost that, man. We have forgotten. We have forgotten where we come from. And we have forgotten what it means to be someone of your nation and to actually care about your people, man. You understand? It's something that is lost, but it's something that is restored in this truth. It's something that will be restored on this earth one day. But it is here in the UPK, though. That level of compassion and mercy that we can give unto our own brothers, and even in the midst of all their crimes against us. You understand? Read on.
Karawakan. And their hearts failed them,
hmm
and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is this that God hath done unto us? And they came unto Jacob, their father, unto the land of Canaan,
hmm
and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. And we said unto him, we are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that you are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your household, and be gone. And bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies.
So
At that,
obviously, you understand. This is them. They've made it back to the land, and then they're just reciting the same story. They're telling their father what took place in Egypt. You understand, and what is to happen. You know what I mean? Read on.
and it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their fathers saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob their father said unto them, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these
Mm.
are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my two sons if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. Like the one, is he saying that, like, if I could, is he saying if you don't bring the son back, he's gonna kill them and they're gonna be reincarnated back?
Yeah, read it again, Salaka. Read it again.
Quran Khan. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again.
Yeah, so what he's saying is that he's saying to his father, listen, if I don't bring back Benjamin, you can kill my two sons. That's basically what he's saying. He's basically saying, listen, man, I'll make sure I bring him back alive. You talk about Benjamin, the youngest. You understand? Read on.
And he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in which ye go, then shall ye bring down my grey hairs with sorrow to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Going into 43 now, so like I said, chapter 43.
Come on, go ahead.
And the famine was sore in the land, and it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, go again, buy us a little food. And Judah spake unto him, saying, the man did solemnly protest unto us, saying, ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. If thou wilt not send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. And Israel said, wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether ye had yet a brother? And they said, the man asked us straightly of our state and of our kindred, saying, is your father yet alive? Have you another brother? And we told him according to the tenor of these words. Could we certainly know that he said,
So, like, what verse you in?
7.
Okay, if you jump to verse 20, let's see, 22.
Verse 22. And another money have we brought down into our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who put our money in our sacks. And he said, peace be to you, fear not. Your God and the God of your father have given you treasure in your sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And Salakia, I had your money, and he brought Simon out.
Simeon,
Salakia, out unto them. And the man brought the men unto Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave them asses to provender, Salakia, and he gave their asses provender, and they made ready the present against Joseph, Salakia, and they made ready the present against Joseph, came at noon, for they heard that they should eat bread there. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house, and bowed themselves to him to the earth.
go ahead.
And he asked them of their welfare and said, is your father well? The old man of whom you spake, is he yet alive? And they answered, thy servant, our father, is in good health. He is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your younger brother, of whom you spake unto me? And he said, God be gracious unto thee, my son. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep.
Yeah, because think about it like this, yeah. He ain't seen his family, his brothers in years, man. He's been in cap. He was firstly brought to Egypt as a slave, and then he made his way to being a governor. You know what I mean? A man of great power within Egypt, and he's just playing it by hand. He's basically just like, no, yeah. He's getting information. He's seeing how his father's doing. His father's all right. He can see his brothers. You know what I mean? Now he's seen his younger brother. You understand? He's seeing his brothers again. He's happy to see them, and he's weeping because he's just emotional by it. But he's trying to do it undercover. That's what he's trying to do. He's still trying to give them money and give them their money back and food to look after them, because he still has that compassion onto his brother. He still has that mercy onto his brothers, and he still loves them. You understand? Even in the midst of all that they may have done unto him, he has that compassion and forgiveness unto his brothers, that he wants to see them, man, and see how they're doing, if they're well. It's his younger brother. He ain't seen him in years. He's like, yo, man, look, you must be thinking, this man is grown, man. Look at him. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, Set on bread. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that is the abomination unto the Egyptians. And they said before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men marveled one at another. And he took and set messes unto them from before him. But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs, and they drank and were merry with him. And he commanded the stewards of his house, saying, Fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my cup and silver cup in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken.
So this is the thing, man. The point is that Joseph used his power and his wealth to look after his people, man. No matter how much the crimes of his people were, and no matter how destroyed and they may have been in doing what they did, he still looked after his brothers and sisters, man. Which is something that is so far lost within our communities. We think our brothers is every other nation other than our own. But Joseph knew better. Joseph wasn't like the people of renown, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of renown in these wicked kingdoms, who forsake their people and their brothers and sisters for money and wealth and riches, and they don't have any integrity. This man called Joseph, he had integrity, man. He cared for his people, for his brothers, man. You understand? He made sure they were looked after and they were well put together, even in the midst of what they did to him. And that's something that we should all take notes on, man. You understand? Take note on this brotherhood that is so lost, but it is being found today. You understand? So they're so lost within our communities, the lack of understanding and compassion that we have onto these heathens, but we have no compassion like this onto our brothers, and that's the issue. The issue is we have forgotten who we are, and we have forgotten where our allegiance should lie, and it should lie just like this. You know what I mean? And you read the full story, you get the whole picture, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the main point. The main point is that he helped out his brothers, and in the midst of what they did to him, he still looked after them, man, because they are his own. You know what I mean? He would grow to appreciate that they are his people, because, you know, he's living in Egypt. He's living good, just like Moses at one time was. but they still looked for their people. Righteous men will always seek out to restore their own, not to run down your own people and to forsake your people. You know what I mean? Like, not looking for all the fault in your people and then using that as an excuse to go sleep with white women or to go forsake, you know what I mean, your people or your brothers and try to disown them and try to run them down. No, man. Righteous men in the Bible, in our records, have always looked to, even in the midst of how destroyed and rebellious our people are, righteous men have always looked to restore and to help their own people. Always, man. Because they know something that we all in UPK know, man. They know that, listen, man, the Lord chose these people. Regardless of anything, the Lord chose them, man. They are the Lord's anointed, you understand? That's who the Lord chose. And that's why anyone that calls himself righteous and doesn't help the children of Israel, you're confused. You understand? You don't help your people, you're confused, man. And you're very far from the term righteous. You understand? You're very far from the term, you know what I mean, you're a servant of the Most High. It's a very misunderstood term that is made in among these Christian churches, Muslim mosques, and fake Israelite groups. You understand? They forsake their people in one way or the other. They forsake and disband against their people. But the righteous will always stand with their own, man. You understand? Righteous will always seek a way to restore and help their people, and not wither away and be weak and run away. You understand? Let me see. Any more on that? I don't think there is. I've got the point anyway. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna drop that. Yeah. And if you get me, let me see. There's a little bit more, but nah, we'll drop that. If you get me Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 29, Bokasha. You know what I mean? In this world that we live in, man, we have to remember that our people is all we have. You understand? We have to remember that our allegiance should lie with the Most High and our King and our people, man. That's where your allegiance should lie. That's the only place it should be. You understand? It shouldn't be anywhere else. And we should always remember integrity is brotherhood. Remembering that, having that integrity to stand in front of all things, no matter how hard it may be, to stand in front of everything and say, listen, man, I am going to keep the brotherhood and sisterhood of the scriptures, man, of these records. You understand? Read on. Read that, Wilkshire.
Come on. Jeremiah 29, verse 2.
No, 2 verse 29.
Okay, sir. Jeremiah 2, 29. Wherefore will ye plead for me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
In vain have I smitten your children.
Mm-hmm.
They receive no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets, like a destroying lion. O generation, see ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords. We will come no more unto thee. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire?
So can a maid forget her ornaments? You know what I'm saying? The things she uses to do her job. You understand? Or a bride on the day of a marriage ceremony. Can she forget her attire, her great and glorious attire on that day? You understand? Can she forget these things? Read on.
Yet my people have forgotten me days without number.
So you understand? When we come back, when we keep to what the Lord gave us and our heritage and remember who we are as a people, it is a job. You understand? It is who we are. It is who we are to have the ornaments of our occupation, which is to keep the law, man, and to do whatever it is to do and to keep to the service of the Most High. That's the ornaments that we would have to have, man. The ornaments you'd have to have is that level of righteousness, man. You know what I mean? The garments that we would have is our holy apparel, man. You understand? These are the things that we owe to the Lord, man. These are the things that the Israelites owe to the Most High and our King. But then we have forsaken that. We have turned our ways from the Lord and chose to love the heathen and their unclean, vile society. You understand? And that's how we have forsaken the Most High. Read on.
Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. We trim us our ways to seek love. We trim what the Lord gave us, our heritage and our culture. We trim that to seek the love of heathens, man. We trim that to seek the love of those that are not worthy of our love. That's what we do, man. We bend over backwards in the Christian church. You know what I mean? These fake Israelite groups in the Muslim mosques. We defile ourselves in all these different entities because we want to seek love from people who they're not even worthy of our even our compassion, man, or our acknowledgement. You understand? Because we have been so deceived and so destroyed in this place. We want to be weak and pathetic, but don't understand what it means to have integrity. I've lost all understanding of what it is to love your people and to be about yours, man. You understand? Because everyone else around you knows what it is to love their people. Everyone else around you knows what it means to have compassion unto their people without even saying it. You know what I mean? But we have forsaken that, man. We have forsaken that bound, that bond and strength of brotherhood and sisterhood that would never break us as a people. We have forsaken that, man. You understand? Read on.
Therefore, hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents.
So, like, what verse you in?
34, sir.
Okay, drop that, yeah. And if you get me Second Chronicles chapter 19 and verse 1, Bob Kishar. You
Second
understand?
Chronicles,
We need to remember what it is to come back to our heritage and to remember our people and our plight that has never, our plight has always been, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has always watched and observed our people and how we have endured and have to deal with the oppression and the consistent bombardment of foolishness pushed down our throats in our communities and in these various societies, man. But we have to remain strong and we have to remain diligent in knowing who we are. And so that we can teach others to do the same thing. But if we leave it to where it's been and leave it to those Christian pastors and the Muslim mosques and all the rest of it, our people, our nation will continue down this road of destruction and death that has always befallen us because of our rebellion aforetime. You understand? Read that well, Kishore.
Second Chronicles 19, verse 2.
Mm-hmm. Just one.
Verse 1. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem. And Jehu, the son of Hanani, the seer, went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore is wrath upon thee from before the Lord.
Because we have sought to give our compassion and our love to these heathens, man, and to those that will openly stand against the Most High. We have not gone and done our diligence and do what is right. We haven't gone and done the deeds that we've been commanded to uphold. You understand? We have done and we have given our compassion and our love and our attention to those who stand against the Most High, those heathen nations and those heretics. You understand? Who openly stand against the Lord in their lifestyles and in their even in their words, man. You understand? These are the people that we have sought to love. And so that's why the Lord will bring his judgment, man. You understand? Read on.
Nevertheless, there are good things found in thee.
Mm-hmm.
in that thou hast taken away the groves out of the land,
Mm-hmm.
and hast prepared thine heart to seek God. And Jehoshaphat dwelt in Jerusalem, and he went out again through the people from Beersheba to
Mm-hmm.
Mount Ephraim, and brought them back unto the Lord God of their fathers.
So he went and done what we do in the UPK, man. He went and done what we do in the UPK. What we've been doing in the UPK since 1969. We go and we bring the people to the Most High, man. We go and we teach them the right way, the proper way to serve the Lord, and proper way to live your lives. Read on.
And he set judges in the land throughout all the fenced cities of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
city by city, and said to the judges, take heed what ye do, for ye judge not for man, but
Mm-hmm.
the Lord, who is with you in the judgment.
And just look at that, man. He set up these men and these judges over the land, you understand? Over the people, you know what I mean? To govern us and to keep us. And not according to man, but according to the Most High, according to the laws of our fathers, man. And according to the law of the Most High in Christ, you understand? That's what he did. He appointed these men. And he marked them saying these things, man. You understand? He told them, listen, man, you have to be marked, you have to be judging these people based on the law. And that's how it will be in the kingdom to come. There will be no the law will be the law of all lands, man. You understand? That will be the jurisdiction of the earth. You understand? No one could stand against it. There will be no this foolishness where they can allow these defiled things to run amok in the kingdom, man. No, man. No, I mean there will only be law and judgment in the kingdom to come, man. And that's how it will be. Read on.
Wherefore, now let the fear of the Lord be upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Take heed and do it, for there is no iniquity with the Lord our God, nor respecter of persons,
Mm-hmm.
nor taking of gifts. So, like you said, the taking of gifts is that bribes, yeah?
Can't. There'll be none of that. In the system of the Most High and the law and the way He governed the ways of the land to be, of the earth to be. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom come. There's no bribe. There's no corrupt police as it was in the kingdom, man. There's just straight up righteousness, man. Straight up judgment and righteousness. There's not all of that. All of that. What they call it. Police brutality, all of that unrighteousness, none of that will be in the kingdom, man. You understand? It will just be judgment according to the deeds of those that are righteous and of those that are unrighteous. That's what it will be. There'll be no corruption or foolishness in the land that is, man. Read on.
Moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set of the Levites and of the priests and of the chief of the fathers of Israel for judgment of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and for controversies when they returned to Jerusalem. Shall I read that again, other one?
Yeah, read that last bit again, please.
Moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set out of the Levites and of the priests and of the chiefs of the fathers of Israel for the judgment of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and for the controversies when they returned to Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
And he charged them, saying, thus shall ye do in the fear of the Lord, faithfully and with a perfect heart. And what cause soever shall come to you of your brethren that dwell in the city, between blood and blood, between law and commandments, statutes and judgments, ye shall even warn them that they trespass not against the Lord, and so wrath come upon you and upon your brethren. This do, and ye shall not trespass.
There you go, man. When you keep to the ordinances of the Most High and the statutes that are given and the orders that are given, man, you understand? There can never be no wrong. You will know what it is to be righteous in that day. When that's how the kingdom will be, man. That's how things should be and will be under our rule. Pure and utter righteousness.
Right.
And there'll be no room for anything else. That's
Right.
how it would be. And that's something that all man, woman, and children of this earth will have to be subservient to. You understand? But know this: the Bible says that when the righteous are in rule, you understand, the people will rejoice. You understand? The people, all these, even the heathen, even in their subservient state, they will have, because it will be just. Everything will be according to just and righteous law. No one could ever say that it is unjust, because that's not the way it will be, man. It will be complete discipline and order and structure. There'll be no room for any of this other stuff, and anyone that stands against it will face the hammer of justice. You know what I mean? As they say. You know what I'm saying? There'll be none of that. That's how the kingdom will be. That's how the kingdom is, and that's the kingdom that we should be. We should, as a people, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, that's how we should really look towards, man. We should be looking through the greater things, the greater good, and the greater glory of things that are to come. Not to the vain, foolish things that we find in this world, man. You understand? You know what I mean? You can't find any sanctuary here. The only sanctuary here is under the Most High, man, and that's
Right.
in the I.S.U.P.K on the Command and YAHANNA. There is
Right.
no other place on this earth where sanctuary, true sanctuary, is found, where you can restore yourself and your people. None of it, man. Everything else has been proven to be a lie and proven to be false and heresies. You understand? And that's the reality that we have to understand. We have to really understand is that when you're looking for the greater good and the greater picture of things, all the vanity in between and all the BS in between will never be there. All the vain thoughts of your mind and the silly things that we do in this kingdom, it will never be there, because you're thinking on a bigger scale. You're not thinking on your own little world and your own self. No, man, you're thinking on a greater scale for your people and for what the benefit will be for you when the kingdom is to come, man. You understand? You're looking towards that. You're not looking towards the vanity of this little world, the little foolishness that we can find here. You understand? That's the mindset we should have, man. You understand? Read on.
Put it on answer. 11th and last verse.
God,
And behold, Amariah, the chief priest of is over you.
I'm a riot.
Salakia, sir. And behold, Amariah, Salakia. What was that?
I'm a riot. Is it?
Amariah, Salakia. And behold, Amariah,
I'm a riot.
Amariah, and behold, Amariah, the chief priest over you
Mm-hmm.
in all matters of the Lord. And Zebediah, the son of Ishmael, the ruler of the house of Judah, for all the kings, for all Salakia, for all the king's matters. Also, the Levites shall be officers before you.
Mm-hmm.
Deal courageously, and the Lord shall be with the good.
That's a vision of what is to come, man. A small piece of what is to come. That's a taste of what the kingdom is to come, man. You understand? You know what I mean? No man can ever what's the scripture say? I'm trying to paraphrase it. The Bible says, no man have ever seen nor can never think nor perceive of what the kingdom will bring. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to paraphrase it, but yeah, you understand? We can't never really fathom how great the kingdom will be. You understand? But we do know that it will be righteous, and we do know that that is a small, beautiful taste of what it will be. You know what I mean? There'll be none of this, simplicity of our people want to love everybody else and destroy each other. All of that would cease. You understand? All of that will cease, because we will be in rule, and all of these people that need to be put in place will be put in their place. That's just what we should be doing right now, is building ourselves and preparing ourselves to be worthy of such a kingdom. You understand? But Salaka, if you drop that, yeah, and you get me Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, Bob Kishar.
Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world,
Mm-hmm.
but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind.
So we should never to be we are never to be conformed to this vile kingdom, man. In all its nonsense and its foolishness and its uncleanness, we should never try to find any type of, you know, peace among the uncleanness of this world. You know what I mean? We should find peace away from that. You understand? In our own personal lives, in righteousness, we should find peace in the work of the Lord and find peace in living according to how the Most High has set us to be. But we should never try to conform, man. We should never try to be a Christian pastor grinning teeth and thinking everything is a-okay. Or more the Muslim mosque, all the fake Israelites are like all the love the heathen. We should never want to be like that, man. We should, you know what I mean? We should not conform ourselves to this place. We should not want to be like all these rich of our people who forsake their brothers and sisters, you know, openly for the price of money. You understand? Who openly forsake their people for money and the Most High. You know what I mean? We should never want to be like that. We should want to be like Joseph, man. You know what I mean? Or YAHANNA. You know what I mean? We should want to be like that. Do you know what I mean? Where we're in a state of power and position, but we will still never trim our ways, and we'll always keep it 100 when we want to look and do anything. We'll always look to keep it real and do what's right, man, and do what's right by our people. We're not going to be in power and positions to just, you know, help ourselves like we see today. We're not gonna live our lives based on the vanity that we see before us. We're gonna look at the structure of things. Yes, we want to do well in all things, but we also want to find everything that we do. We should be striving to use whatever we can do to better ourselves, to help ourselves and our people. You understand? We have to help ourselves to help them. You know what I mean? And to better serve the Most High. That's the only thing we should be striving for in this kingdom, is to better ourselves. Yes, of course, you have to better yourself. You have to be able to better yourself so that you can feed yourself, so you can feed others. You understand? You know what I mean? When you serve the Lord and you're right with the Most High, you will never want for nothing. You understand? You will never want for anything. You understand? But everything that we strive to do will be in the ultimate conclusion or the ultimate goal of restoring your nation, of doing what the Lord has commanded us to do. That's where our minds should be. You understand? That's where our loyalty should lie. It should never lie and to conform to the world round about us, because the world round about us is unworthy of our love or compassion. Because knowing this, in the reality of the world we live in, we are only found oppression and destruction. You understand? Lucky though, you had something.
So just to add to the point that you just made, which is quite heavy, when you were saying about, you know, the conclusion of the goal is to be like restore our nation, like Joseph did, right? When Joseph had every right in our minds, in everyone's mind, Joseph would be in his right to be in everyone else's mind would be right to be kind of wicked to his brothers for how they treated him, but because he had love in his heart, as we should for our brothers, as you was just saying, you know, to forgive and carry on to restore the nation, rather than, you know, hate, you know, our brothers for what they're doing to you, or for stepping on your toe, or for offending you. What you're saying is not to be emotional, right? And carry on to restore the nation, which is a heavy point we were saying.
Well, most in Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality, man. That's the reality. The reality is this, man. Like how you were saying, for the carnal mind, your brothers put you in that situation and dealt with you how Joseph was dealt with. There is no way that they're gonna use that power to further oppress them, man. They're gonna use that power to have them, you know, destroyed and have them starving. They will have no food. You probably have them killed, man. And in the process of that, and being selfish and only thinking about, you know, wanting to get revenge, and that carnality, which is what we find today, you know, what will happen is his father will starve and his young little brother would have starved, you understand? And then not only that, but the people of the land would have starved too, you understand? Everyone would have starved, and then more in the greater picture of things, when our brothers seek revenge against their people, they're not just harming that brother or that sister. They're harming their nation, because that brother has a family and that sister has a family,
Right.
and that knocks on. You understand? So in the ultimate essence of things, when that mindset is provoked and that mindset is enacted, which is what we find today, our brothers and sisters only destroy our own, man. When you want to go and blaze up the street and spraying and killing, go for that one brother or two brothers or whoever, you're gonna kill the little youth that's walking on the road with his mum or another person in the community, and then they die, and then they've caused mourning and suffering for someone else in the community, and it just grows and grows and grows. Well, that's how it is today, and that's why, what I mean, the Lord said we should cherish and uphold our bloodline, man. We should cherish and really understand and acknowledge how great we are as a people,
Right.
how great we are even in our lowest state, and how much more we should have more compassion onto our own, man. You understand? The simplicity of this world is that everyone outside the truth or in the truth can see what we teach, and so as in no one can stand and say what we're saying is made up. No black or Hispanic or Native American in the world, in a fake Israelite group or a church or a mosque or whatever, you understand, none of them, and you notice this, yeah, none of them, man, could ever say, oh, what you're saying is wrong because of this. And no, they may have some retarded doctrine that they may believe based on their own theory and their own nonsense. But when we talk about the facts, we speak about what we you know what I mean, to speak about what's going on in the community and the things that we say, none can stand against it. They will say, yeah, you're right, but so the but is just where the excuses come in. The but is where their excuses and their cowardice comes in. You hear a lot of brothers and sisters in the world be like, yeah, man, what you lot say is true, and it's so right and it's so true, man, but this and that and technicalities and all this BS, man. All it is that you're just not built like that. You understand? What it is that you are not man enough or sisterly enough to acknowledge the facts and to change and apply that knowledge. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it is, man. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? With Joseph, that's a righteous man, and and that righteousness. That righteousness from Joseph allowed the 12 tribes to flourish and become 12 tribes. Like, that was those are the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. If if he if he then killed those brothers, then young Benjamin would not be the tribe of Benjamin. You know what I mean? That young little Benjamin would have starved, and then Israel would have starved, and then that would have been it. The line would have ended. You know what I'm saying? There would be no 12 tribes, and that's how it always is, man. When we don't look at the bigger, that's why I was touching on
Right.
the bigger picture of things,
Right.
because the bigger picture will enable you to see that. Listen, man, in my individual life and in my individual walk, in my individual journey, I have this, I have that.
Mm.
But when you look at your people as a whole, and you
Right.
look at the kingdom and nation,
Right.
you know what I mean, the entire earth, you
Right.
look at how things go and you look at the practicality of everything that you say and do. And that's why these laws are so important and prudent, because this is the guideline for what we are yet to even see in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like how once a time in a couple classes ago, I may have touched on how the law and how it is its own science in itself. Well, it is. You understand? All of these things, no law is in this Bible that is just random and it has no purpose or meaning. It's not some mystical thing. Like, the Sabbath is not just some mystical reason why we don't work on that day. That's not what the Bible is about. There is a practical reason. The practical reason is that, listen, there's a law among these people that they cannot work. They cannot. Their employers cannot overwork them. In the land of Israel, it is against the law to have someone working 7 days. You know what I'm saying? It goes against the law, and that is the day that the Lord set up. The Lord set up the Sabbath. You understand? The seventh day. That's what the Lord set up. That's how He set up, and there's a reason. The same reason why we don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? The same reason why, you understand, there's a law about not mixing the fabrics. The mixing the fabrics is meaning you can't have a false balance. You can't be someone who has his own store in the market and sells people 50%, 60% of something, and you're not selling someone. So say they want to buy, I don't know, cotton, right? And you're only selling them something that's not pure, but it's only part and part. That's what that's talking about. Or you wanna overcharge them because like in the market when you buy like fruit, for example, right? They have a balance, right, to weigh it up. Well, that's just in times of old. There was wicked men, and they would have false balances. They'll have like a weight of a magnet that will make whatever they're weighing weigh more, so they can get more money from the person. These are just basic laws that will govern our nation, that are set up to govern our people. And in all things, an entire nation rule, these laws will stand. You understand? There's no mysticalism in the Bible. And that's the reason why the I.S.U.P.K is the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, because this knowledge is practical. It is applicable in your life. No matter what time frame you live in, you know what I mean? In ancient times, in present times, or in future times, these laws will stand regardless. You understand? Without these laws, they will be just like animals, so just like the beasts of the field, man. Just like the heathen. Look at their kingdoms and look at how they are. You know what I mean? That's because they were never given these things. You understand? but to the point, you understand? We should always remember the great deeds of our foreparents and remember who we are, man. You understand? We should always look to restore what was lost. You know what I mean? We should always look to really uphold what it means to be Black, Hispanic, or Native American and come from the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know what I mean? We must really understand how precious and great that thing is. Because among these nations, we have never found ease and we've never found compassion. But, you know what I mean? But the least we should find is compassion among our own, man. Damn sure we damn sure going to get compassion from them. No matter how much we want to bang a tambourine and act like a damn fool, you will never find it. You know, the simplicity of the situation is that you can look into history and look at today, and nothing has changed. Nothing. Our condition is the same. Our status in the world is not changed, because only a slave would ignore the basic facts before them. You understand? That's why brotherhood is so important. That's why brotherhood is such a thing that is lacking in our community, because that's the part that destroys. When we turn against one another, listen, man, it's an easier battle for them. You understand? So, like, if you read on from where you was, Brother Kashar,
So, like, if I could,
you go ahead.
Yeah, there was a part a little further behind when we was talking about, when the scripture was talking about, shall they do good unto the ungodly?
Say again.
There was a part before this where it's saying in another scripture, shall they do good unto the ungodly?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm just going to add to what you're saying, because like a lot of our people are always trying to do good to other nations and not doing good to themselves by our people building our own nation and authority.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that point.
Oh yeah, no sweat, man. That's it, man. That's the truth right there. You understand? But so, like, if you can read Romans 12:2 again, yeah, just quickly, just to get that point in again.
And be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind.
We should not be trying to conform to the foolishness of this world and the simplicity of this world, but we should be trying to be renewed, man. Renewed by the law and the statutes that was given unto our foreparents, man. Renewed by the knowledge that was lost and not given unto us, that was misplaced. And this now we should be renewed ourselves and come back to how our forefathers were, man. Naturally, without question, we should go back to how they conducted themselves. You understand? Read on.
For I say, though grace given, Salakia, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think,
Mm-hmm.
but to think soberly according as God have dealt to every man
Go
the
ahead.
measure of faith. For as we may have, Salakia, for as we have many members in one body, and all members not the same office.
So we have many members in one body, you understand? Not everyone has the same office, not everyone has the same profession within, not everyone has the same job. You understand? We have to remember that all our brothers and sisters in their righteousness have a place within the body of our King. You understand? But there is not everyone has the same office. You understand? Read on.
So we being many are one body in Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and every one members, Salakia, and every one members one of another,
Mm-hmm.
having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us.
So every man, woman, and child has different gifts, man. Everyone has different things that they have that someone else don't have. You understand? But we are all like for in the UPK, we are all one accord, man. You understand? In the UPK, we have brothers and sisters who have whole different worlds and lifestyles and whole different meanings and you know what I mean, all different gifts that they have. But all of us, whether it be the hand, the eye, the foot, we're all working for the same goal. None of us are going some other way. We're all working for the same goal, man. That's why heretics are such cowards, man. Because you have forsaken the body to do your own thing. Like you like a farm or something, right? And you want to go bounce around, do something else, do what the heart does, and the rest of the body is just trying to work to make sure we're all good and strong together. And you want to be weak and make your own little fake group. You are a coward, man. You understand? You are a damn coward and are not worthy of what it is that the Lord gave you, man. The Lord gave you great things, man, but you decided to be weak and with no backbone and wanted to love the oppressor and other heathen nations. Well, we should be all in one chord, and we have different gifts. We differ in the gifts according to what the Lord gave us each individually, according to the mercy that He gave us. You understand? Read on.
Khan, where the prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith.
There you go, man. So that your gift may be prophecy. You understand? And you high up in the office of the Lord, and the Lord has given you that place of prophecy. You know what I mean? Your Lord is with you. That's what He's given you, man. You be prophesying. You prophesy according to the right thing, man. According to the law. You understand? Read on.
Khan, or ministry.
So all ministry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Another place of speaking that where you can speak from your experiences that you may teach others. You understand? You may not be able to prophesy and speak on that level, but you can minister and you can speak according to what you know, according to what your experience may be, to help other people coming up. You understand? Read on.
Khan, or he that teacheth.
So he that teacheth. So there you go, man. He that teacheth what? Read that again, Slacker.
Khan, or he that teacheth on teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Or he that exhorteth on exhortation.
So there you go, man. He that teacheth on teaching, man. Like, listen, man, your part, that's your gift. That's your different gift, man. You have that gift of teaching, and you hold that office, and you do it, man. You do it according to what the Lord has given us, man. You do it to the best of your ability. That's one of the many different differentiations that people will bring to the table. You understand? And then what was the other one? Teaching on what?
So like you said, or he that teacheth on teaching. Teaching on teaching. So like, and the other one is or he that exhorteth.
That's it. So that exhorted, man, you could be a brother that just likes to, you know what I mean, has that gift just to exhort and uplift people, man. You have that gift of rallying up the warriors and preparing them for battle. You understand? You just have that gift. Not everyone has that gift. Not everyone has that gift to spark that spirit of righteous strength and honor in them. Not everyone has that gift. That could be your gift to exhort the brother and motivate them to do what according to the law of our fathers. That could be your gift. You understand? To, you know what I'm saying? To raise up their spirit, man. You know what I mean? Read on.
Or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity.
There you go, man. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. Not, you know what I mean? Meaning what? Meaning you're giving in simplicity because you're just giving because, listen, man, you have, so you got to help your brothers out. That's the simplicity it's talking about. It's not saying to be retarded. It's saying the simplicity, I mean, you're giving not for your own, praise or whatever. You're just giving because the Lord has given you in your life some place where you can bestow gifts unto other brothers, you understand, or sisters, you understand, and you're just doing it because the Lord gave it to you. So why I can't give it to my brothers too? That's what that means in the simplicity context of it. You understand? Read on.
He that ruleth with diligence.
So there you go, man. This is a different one. He that ruleth with diligence, man. He that is in charge and giving orders and doing all this, he better rule with diligence, man. You better make sure that them brothers underneath you and them sisters underneath you are on point and they're doing according to the law also, man. And you gotta uphold that office. Every office has its place, and every office is necessary. And everyone has their different things. And the one that's in charge, he better lead with diligence, man. You understand? He make sure his men underneath him are on point. You understand? Read on.
He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness.
There you go, man. When you show those, that it's another office as well. This is an office in itself. You understand? Showing this is one of the gifts. Sorry, it's like it. This is another gift in itself. You know what I'm saying? Being merciful, man. Being merciful to your brothers and sisters, that is a gift, man. You understand? Having that level of mercy to just do it. And what did it say? Do it in what? Do it in cheerfulness. That's right, man. Meaning you're not gonna be like, oh, I forgive him, but then you're gonna be like, woe is me, this and that. No, man, you're gonna be cheerful and being merciful. You're not gonna be like, oh, I gotta help, I gotta forgive him again, and I gotta help. Nah, man, you're gonna be cheerful, man. You're gonna be like, yeah, man. And you know what I mean? You should be happy to bestow mercy unto your people, man. You understand? It should be a grateful thing where you should be happy and proud to do it. Proud within yourself to be like, listen, man, I was merciful to that brother. I don't seek nothing for it. It's my brother. It's my duty to give compassion unto my people and to my brothers and sisters. It's my duty to have that mercy upon them. And I will not look for nothing else. I'll just look to listen. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'll do it happily with joy, man. You understand? Read on.
Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil.
So we should abhor that which is evil, meaning the action. You know what I mean? This is a action. Is a action. You can say you don't like evil, but yet you're committing evil. Listen, man, the way to abhor something is by your deeds. You understand? Your deeds in you obviously not committing to the acts of wickedness, and you're going to do everything to be against it, man. You're going to speak against it and correct it when it's in your sight. You have to abhor wickedness, man. You understand? It's going to be, you know what I mean? It's your duty to try to correct it and change it whenever it's around you. That's to abhor it, man. You understand? You're going to take whatever action is needed to destroy the evil that is there. You understand? Read on.
Be kindly affectionate one to another. Brotherly love.
There you go, man. You know what I mean? We have to be kindly affectionate one to another. When it goes again into that compassion, man. You know what I mean? You should give your brothers and sisters, man, they be going through hell just like you. And the last thing they need is for another brother to be giving them hell, man. You should be giving them that compassion and be considerate of them and their needs. You understand? Read on.
In honor, preferring one another.
There you go, man. Preferring one another, man. We ought to prefer our own, man, because damn sure the East Indian prefers his own, and he is right to do so. The white man prefers his own, and he is right to do so. The Arab, the African, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Samoan, the Tongan, whatever, man. You understand? Every nation of people knows to prefer their own. They know to speak their own language and to take part in their own traditions. And maybe we should do that too. Maybe we should, as the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who have been under the foot of these nations for how many years, maybe we should learn to prefer our own company too. You know what I mean? Maybe we should prefer to be around our own people rather than being around people who are not our own. And you know what I mean? Rather than dealing with them and their nonsense, we should be trying to deal with us and our nonsense, man. Deal with us and our issues and our culture. You know what I mean? Be a part of what it is, man. Don't be trying to prefer them. You know what I mean? You have the opportunity to hang around your people, but you want to hang around others, man. Nah, man. You're something ain't right in your head. You're sick, man. You understand? You should be preferring to be around your people, man. Your brothers and sisters. Read on.
Khan. Not slothful in business.
So not slothful, man. You understand? Not slothful and lazy in business. You know what I mean? A lot of the time when it comes to doing what the Lord gave us, we I mean we kind of standing back a little bit. We kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing the truth, but when it comes to just brothers and sisters in general, you know what I mean? When you go and work for your oppressor and go do his work, you know what I mean? You're quick to be there, happy to grin teeth with massa and make that little money. But when it comes to doing the service of the Lord and doing the business for the people, you're kind of late. You know what I mean? You ain't here. You ain't on time. You know what I mean? You're not checking in. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. Listen, man. Don't be slothful in business, man. This is the main profession of anyone in the UPK that comes to truly serve the Lord and is taking an oath. You understand? This is the true profession. We may have our slaves. You know what I mean? All around this world, but this is the main thing here, man.
Right.
You understand? We should work our lives around this,
Right.
not work this around our lives. If that makes it. I'm trying to say it the right way. But you know what I'm saying? This is the priority anyway, in the basis of what I'm saying. This is the priority in the service of the Lord, in our business and in our endeavors to serve the Lord and restore our nation. This is the priority right here. Everything else is a means to an everything else is a means to an end. Meaning everything else is to help contribute to this, is to support this. That's it, man. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Fervent in spirit,
Mm-hmm.
serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation,
There you go,
continuing
man.
in prayer.
Patient in tribulation, man. You know what I mean? When you serve the Lord and you are patient in tribulation, and you are upholding to the law of the Most High and the righteousness that He has given us. Listen,
Khan.
man, you will never want for nothing, man. You will always have somewhere to stay,
Khan.
food in your belly. You understand? And
Right.
drink in your system, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Listen, man, you'll be well looked after and well prepared for the battle that is to come, man, and you
Right.
will be stronger for it. But you have to be patient when you are being tried, man, and you are going through struggle and tribulation, and you're in need. Listen, man, patience is the best weapon because you know what I mean. This is all a trial, and it's all part of training. You know what I mean? Being strong and being strong of faith, not being physically strong, because being physically strong, go to the gym and you do press ups and you do squat and bench and all them things there. But this is a different type of strength. It's a spiritual strength and a mental strength. This capacity to endure much suffering, but yet still uphold to the law of the Most High and the integrity of our culture and our way. You understand? Meaning, for example, you could be in a situation where you starving and listen, man, you have to just eat like oats for a month, or just maybe you have to just eat oats and maybe some bully beef, or maybe not even that, maybe just oats and eggs.
Khan.
You know what I mean? You struggling, you just gotta eat oats, or you just gotta eat some nuts for a while and just struggle for a bit. But listen, man, you know what you won't do. You won't go to the store, go and eat no damn swine. You know what I mean? It's a cheap meat. There's a reason why it's cheap as well. But you ain't gonna go to your slave or the situation where there's free food, right? And but it's unclean food, but you're hungry. You ain't gonna go eat that, man. You know what I mean? That's called a spiritual strength, a mental strength that you must have to serve the Lord, man. You know what I mean? Even in the midst of your struggling, you said, I'll stick with them oats, man, or them nuts, or whatever provisions I may have to get me going. But I'm down to not going to eat no unclean food. I'm not going to forsake the integrity. You know what I mean? A brother may have lost his rib in the world or whatever, coming in the truth. And now he's got to try to find a righteous rib and do things honorably according to the law. But you know what I mean? Now he's seeing loose little heathen women running around here and prostitutes and shit. You know what I mean? And now he's hungry, like you know what I mean. He's thirsting, right, as a man, and he has to eat. Now in the world, he used to just go with anything and he could just do his thing, but in here, you have to uphold that strength. You have to uphold that integrity, no matter what. You understand? No matter how you may feel or what your carnal needs or desires are, you have to endure and be patient. You understand? So you can't be in the world. You can't be like how you was in the world and be sleeping with no whore or no heathen woman, man. You understand? You have to endure it and be patient and hold it down as a man. You understand? This is the real talk that those in fake Israelite groups can't even comprehend, man, because they do anything that suits their needs or their desires. They are weak. They are not worth. Well, Salaka, these men are weak anyway. These men are cowards. I'll put it that way. You understand? These men are not built for the battle. You understand? But us in the UPK, we endure and we are patient. We do what it is to do to the utmost ability to perfect our office, man. We have to perfect our office in achieving physical strength, mental strength, and spiritual strength, man. And be patient when the Lord is trialing us, because He is trying His warriors, man, for the time that is to come. You understand? Read on.
Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer, distributing to the necessity of saints.
So there you go, man. Contributing to the what?
Distributing to the necessity of saints.
There you go, man. Distributing to the necessity of the saints, man. You understand? Distributing to the necessity of the saints. Meaning what? The Israelites, man. The Lord's chosen that have chosen the path of righteousness, man. You're distributing their needs. You're looking after the people, man. You understand? That's what people in the truth do. You know what I mean? We go on the commanding journey, YAHANNA. Bills have been paid, and groceries have been brought, and children have been fed, because under the righteous leader of you know what I'm saying, that the Lord has set up, which is commanding General YAHANNA, there are food that's been fed and bills have been paid, because we're distributing unto the saints according to their necessities, man. That's what a righteous leader will do. You understand? Because the Lord set him up, and the Lord allowed the men underneath him to do what he has commanded, and he is following through with what the men above him commanded him. And you understand, when it all goes up to it goes up to our King Christ and up to the Most High. There is a rank and a structure, and there is a way, and these things are our office, man. These things right here is our duty. This is what it means. We're distributing the needs of the people, man. That's what we do. You understand? Not only do we help with their spiritual needs, but we also feed them too. They are living beings. They need to eat. You know what I mean? What verse you in?
Select yourself, I could.
Sorry, what verse you in? What verse you in?
13, sir.
14. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I first came into the truth, like you're absolutely right, man. In the I.S.U.P.K, I mean, I never experienced it until I came into the I.S.U.P.K with Captain Parasha and Officer Karafia. The hospitality,
right?
I was kind of like, what's going on? Like when I first come in, I was, you know what I mean. The hospitality was so great. The love that I was shown when I first come to this truth was overwhelming. I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? That they would just welcome a brother in. They don't even really know.
Right.
You know, and you're absolutely right. I mean, I haven't found brotherly love outside of this like this since I come into this truth. And it's a way for me to show other brothers the same hospitality that I was shown, which, as you were saying again, that great word that you said earlier, sir, if I could, contributing to the
distributing
restoration of the
nation,
the restoring of the nation.
Right.
So that was a great thing. I just wanted to add that Captain Pressure and Officer and Officer Dungabar have
Most
shown.
High Christ.
Nothing
And
but
that's right, man. You understand? Those are the three men over here that have paved the way for brothers over here, man. You understand? That's the work of the Lord right there. When back in the day, when the first days of the I.S.U.P.K in the UK, Captain Parasha, Officer Karafia, and Officer Dongabar, those men were the pillars. These are the pillars, man, of the truth over here, man. You understand? And they have paved the way, and they have gone through being so few. You understand? To now being a solid and honorable amount of brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? And they have paved the way for the people over here, scattered abroad. You understand? Scattered away from the vast majority of our people. You understand? Over here in the UK and the Europe. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality, man. That's the fruit of righteousness right there, man. You understand? That is the fruit. That is the fruit of righteousness in this brotherhood, man. You understand? Because it is our duty. You know what I mean? As they have given that example, and as we have been taught, this is our duty, man. This is our office, man. You understand? We all have our different gifts and different ways about us, but we all do the same thing. You understand? We are all in it for the same goal and the same conclusion, the same goal. You know what I mean? Yeah, the same goal, right? You understand? Damn right, man. Most High Christ, man. You understand?
I meant to say you as well, Salaki.
No, split, man. Most High Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But it's only because of brothers like that, Captain Parasha, Officer Karafia, and Officer Dungabar, because of the work that they have permitted. That's why brothers like me can come in, and then brothers after that. You understand? So that's how it goes, and it's a structure. You know what I'm saying? So when you giving Command General Yohana the praise for the deeds that he has committed and the work that he's done, the men under him that take his orders are being acknowledged also. Just how it goes. You understand? So you know what I'm saying? No sweat. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, read off of that, Bob Kashaw.
Can't, sir.
Is it 13? I think it said, isn't it?
13. Distributing to the necessity of the saints,
Correct.
giving to equality. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and not curse, and curse not.
Right. So meaning bless them that persecute you and bless them not and curse them not. Meaning those brothers and sisters in the world, because when you take up this office and you take up this change of your life to restore what was lost, you know what I mean, within our community, they're gonna be people who are too weak and too simple to comprehend what it means to be changed. You know what I mean? There's a slave who is in physical chains and he is trying to get out. But there's a slave whose chains are physically off, but then he still wants to stay and work for Massa. You know what I mean? He still wants to be abused and used by Massa because he is a slave of the mind. And that's what we find today. The slave of the mind will still actively want to be subservient to their oppressor, even though the truth is right there and they have the opportunity to do well. They still wanna be there, man. That's why we will have people that persecute this truth, man. That's why we have brothers and sisters standing against us and doing what they do, just like I did to our king, because these men and women, man, they're still slaves, man. They still love in one way, shape, or form, love their oppressor. You understand? Read on. And so with the point is we're not gonna try to avenge against them. We're not gonna try to get back at them or hate them. No. But we would acknowledge their crimes and acknowledge why they are the way they are. But we're not gonna, you know what I mean, we're not gonna stress it like that. We ain't gonna try to come at them like that because at the end of the day, they're just destroyed of our people, man. They're destroyed of our nation. You understand? Freedom.
Come on. Rejoice with them that do rejoice. So rejoice with them that do rejoice. Can't. And weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescended to men of low esteem. I'm getting that right.
Low esteem.
Salaki, sir.
No, go ahead.
Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate.
Mm-hmm.
Be not wise in your own conceits.
Go ahead.
Kadawan Khan, recompense to no man evil for evil.
So there you go, man. You're not gonna be wise in your own conceit, meaning in your own interpretation or your own thought process. Don't try to be wise in your own eyes. Be wise according to what the men before you have governed what is wise and what is right to do. You know, so don't try to do your own thing like these fake Israelite groups, man. Do according to what was passed down to be righteousness, man. Don't try to do your own thing because you're gonna go astray because you're going according to your own vain things and vain philosophies. But the men above you are the ones that the Lord sent down and gave these messages and these records to, and revealed the secrets of prophecy unto. You understand? What verse are you in?
End of 17, sir.
Okay, yeah, read that again, Sucker.
Kadawan Khan, recompense to no man evil for evil.
Right. So we are not to recompense to any man evil for evil, man. You understand? We ain't gonna look to further the destruction of our people when we find our brothers have committed an offense against us. We're not gonna further and further allow it to grow, but we will find justice. You understand? We will find a just response to the crimes that may have been committed, and it will end with that. But we're not gonna try to, seek vengeance and do what our community has only found to be done for so long, and that is to destroy itself. You understand? We're not going to do that. Not in the truth. Those of us in the truth, we're not going to render evil for evil, but we will find justice for crimes that may have been committed. You understand? Read on.
Kadawan Khan, provide things honest in the sight of all men.
Mm-hmm.
If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
So there you go, man. And that's how we should be striving, man. When we're in this land of our oppressors and among all these heathens, we have to be peaceable among them, man. We have to be wise among them, among the heathen as well as damn sure among our brothers and sisters. But among everything, we have to be the peaceable ones because we have to be the blameless ones. We can't be starting up problems and doing things. Nah, man. We're gonna be the ones. Listen, man. We will defend ourselves, but we're not gonna be the ones to orchestrate these issues and problems. Nah, man. We're just trying to do what we're supposed to do, go home and serve the Lord, man, and help our people. That's what we're supposed to do, man. You know what I mean? We're not trying to look for fight nothing because that time is not now, man. The time will come when we will bring judgment and justice to these lands. But that time isn't now. You understand? The time now is just to restore what was lost and what was taken. You understand? What was destroyed. That's what the time is now, man. You understand? But so like if you drop that, yeah, for time's sake, and if you get me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 1, Bob Kashar.
So like is that Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 1, sir?
Correct.
Go on, sir. Wisdom of Solomon. Songs of Solomon. Like is that in the Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, yeah?
Correct.
Go on, sir. Right, so like Wisdom of Solomon.
And for those who don't know that are listening, the Apocrypha is a middle part of the Bible. You know what I mean? The Bible is originally, you know what I mean, to the most part, to the latest and most authentic translation, the King James 1611. The Bible is formed up of 80 books, you understand, not 50 or whatever fake, you know what I'm saying? It's 80 books, man. And there are 14 books just taken out by different Protestant churches because of their own vain and stupid thing that they believe. But originally, in the most authentic translation to the English, which is the King James 1611, there are 80 books, and the Apocrypha is a part of those. Is part of the 14 which was taken out. Just so everybody knows. When you got it, yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 1.
Correct.
Cancer. Love righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Ye that be judges of the earth.
And that's to all Israel, man. And to the brothers coming up in this truth, this is where you will be, man. This is the place where you should be seeking to be the judges of this earth, man. This is your rightful place on this earth to judge this world, man, and to govern it according to the law. And the Bible says to love righteousness, love these laws and commandments, man. Read on.
Come. Ye that be judges of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
think of the Lord with a good heart and simplicity, and in simplicity
Mm-hmm.
of heart seeking. For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him.
Mm-hmm.
For froward thoughts separate from God.
Read that
And
again.
second one. For froward thoughts separate from God.
So the fraud thoughts, meaning the unclean or defiled thoughts, or what's the word I'm missing, man? Not unclean. Well, yeah, it is Slakia. Fraud meaning defiled, meaning rebellious. No, what's the word, man? Damn. Slakia. Um, fraud. Oh yeah, you understand? Fraud thought meaning fraud thinking meaning perverse. That's the word I wanted. Perverse mindset. That perverse mindset to go against it'll be the mindset will be perverse because it goes against the law. And that is what will separate you from the Most High. That forward mindset, you know what I mean? Perverse thoughts that are of this world and not of the Lord. That's what will separate you from the Most High, man. You understand? Read on.
And his power,
Mm-hmm.
when it is tried, reprove the unwise.
There you go, man.
Yeah, can't say.
Go ahead.
And his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise.
When you try the Lord, man, you try the Most High, and you think you can do what you want to do, listen, man, it will reprove you, man. It will reprove those who are rebellious, man, and those who decide to want to do what they want to do, man. It will reprove them. Read on.
Quran. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter.
So if you have a malicious soul, meaning you want to do everything in your power to hurt your own, man, hurt your brothers and sisters for the own vain and simple reason that you want to make up to justify it. You understand? To a malicious soul who wants to do everything in the plight to hurt and to abuse others, wisdom will not enter into that, man. You understand? If you have that mindset of that level of, that level of wickedness, you ain't gonna find no wisdom, man. The Lord ain't gonna see you when it comes to wisdom. Read on.
Quran. So like you said, if I could,
Go ahead.
With that, does that mean like if a person's got like a malicious heart, even if you speak to him wisdom, it won't enter into him, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? If you have a malicious heart and your entire mindset is only to hurt and offend and destroy others, you will never find wisdom. You always continue in your wickedness. You understand? Read on.
Quran. Nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
Mm-hmm. So nor will it dwell in the body that is subject unto sin, meaning those who are sinners, those who have no control over their bodies, their only desire and to fulfill their carnal needs. That's the only thing that they care about. So that it would never enter into them neither, because they have no discipline. Read on.
Quran. Or the Holy Spirit of discipline will feed deceit.
There you go, man. There you go. It says it already by itself. You know what I'm saying? For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit. When you find and you strive for discipline, and like we touched on earlier on the whole thing of having a strong mind and having that strength of spirit and mind, you understand? That is found when you go through tribulation.
Right.
When you don't have that strength and you cannot have that discipline, what it takes to be righteous and to do what is right,
Right.
Listen, man, you will never flee deceit, man. You understand? You always fall into some kind of problems and issues that are found based on your own ignorance. But when you are disciplined and you move wisely, not according to how your situation is, but you do with according to what you have been commanded to be, and you are disciplined in all things, then you always flee deceit because you will go based on the law, man. You'll never be deceived by unrighteousness. You understand? Read on.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and
Hmm.
from thoughts that are without understanding.
There you go, man. Because the thoughts without understanding, those things will only defile a man who is not disciplined enough to hold it down, man. They will only defile a man who is weak and he is not strong enough to stand against it in all things, man. You understand? Read on.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Mm-hmm.
For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words.
Mm-hmm.
For God is witness of his reigns, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things have knowledge of the voice.
Card. You understand? Read that again, so I that last bit.
And comes to. For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words.
There you go, man. You won't be acquitted for those words, man. When you speak openly and blaspheme against the Most High and our King, and you speak so proudly against the Lord, listen, man, you won't be acquitted of those things. You have to answer for that crime, man. You know what I mean? You have to stand. You have to. Those in the Christian church and these fake groups, man, speaking all these random, ridiculous heresies, man. You will not be acquitted just so easily. Like you're going to have to reap the benefits of those words, man. You're gonna have to read, just to, you know what I mean. You're gonna relive that moment when you said those things and you openly spewed that nonsense, man. You're going to have to answer for those crimes, man. You will not be acquitted, and you don't be able to get away with that. You understand? What verse you in?
Middle end of 6, sir.
6. Yeah.
End of 6, the end of 6 now.
No sweat. But that's the time though. You understand? We have to revive. We have to continue this next week. But with that, that's the class. You understand? I'll pass the class over to Trooper Hakayan Karab with the announcements. All right, clap it up.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, a brother or sister has after 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister would court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, but whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up and coming holy convocation. 21st of June, the period. Feast of Pentecost on the 21st of June, at 394 Lodge Road, Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Remind Akim and Aquaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt and pants, and headscarf.
And with that, we'll just do the courtesy salute for time's sake. You understand?
One sir.
All right. Go ahead.
And with that, Imagine. Second one. The second one. I got on from here, sir.
All right, no sweat. Just remember this though. You can't forget this. You know what I'm saying? All right. So it's Imagine Shabbat.
Imagine Shabbat.
Don't say it now, but the next time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Brakatah.
Yahshua Matar. Class dismissed. All right, shalom. Yahweh Brakatah.
Shalom. Yahweh Brakatah.